Morning. And for those of you who are still in bed, I am so envious of you because I woke up to heavy rains and I was just really hoping that I could stay in bed a little longer. But that didn't happen. But anyway, good morning. I'm happy to be here to bring you the breakfast show. And today is Friday, so we're going to take it easy, let our hair down, and, have a good time together. But you know that on Fridays, we make you a part of the show. So please get in with us and let's do it together like we always do. Get your phones ready to call us and share your thoughts with us on Inside Out. Quite a number of things have happened. And let's get talking. So you're officially welcome. Let's begin the show with our quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is by Albert Einstein. Well, I always get confused with Einstein or Einstein. But yeah, and he says, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. That is our quote of the day. And now bringing you the word of the day. Well, today is going to be a wrap of the words that we have brought you all week. Kind courtesy in rain.
Here is a recap of the words we brought you this week. On Monday, we brought you sage. On Tuesday, we brought you squishy. On Wednesday, we brought you assiduous. And on Thursday, we brought you docile.
Right, so these are the words that we brought you this week, kind courtesy in rain, and we always encourage you to learn a word or two every week to enrich your vocabulary. It's now time for our video of the day, and this one is from Kitty featuring Olive the Boy. But I didn't know that it was Kitty's song. Yeah, so, and there's a guy, the other one, he's also new, I don't remember his name. Kojo Black, the one who sang the Excellent, right? Yeah, that song is also really good. I'm so bad with all these new young acts, because I love my high life. But anyway, it's time for court today. Murtala is here. But Murtala, before court today, I was just telling you about, I know Kitty because I know Kitty, but You
didn't know he was the one that sang this one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And I as for Olive the Boy, I haven't really followed him at all. You know, but I know that he sings really well. He's doing.
There are a lot of young guys who are doing really well, especially when you get to know them and identify them with their songs. Yeah, I get to know. I'm not a music fan. I enjoy music.
Are you not a music fan? So what fan are you?
No, I enjoy music, but I can't really put faces. It's only on few or some small instances or some instances that I'm able to know this is this person, Stonebwoy, and all of that. But there are certain songs I really enjoy it. But if you ask me who composed it, I'll have issues.
Okay,
all of that. But football is me. I enjoy football.
Okay.
I use football for fun.
I see. But music is soul for the body.
Yeah.
So it's
even though that is one of the things that music is not my thing. But when I'm studying, I use music.
Hey. I think there is for sharks, so shark breakers. It's very destructive.
When you are reading, you have
I can do jazz, very soothing.
Okay.
In the background somewhere, but you there, the thing about law school.
No, it has nothing to do with law.
No, I'm just saying that I remember when I was in school, right?
Okay.
You want to listen to some cool music to learn,
but
they know that you need God's intervention, so you play gospel Bible. I'm like, hey, so you want the thing to stick in your head?
Those days you play anything, but this time.
Anyway, that's just by the way. So. It's time for court today. All right, Murtala, what have you got for me?
So I'm taking you to Ofanko. Yesterday I did talk to you about the fact that the case involving the landlord, Nana Kankam, who is alleged to have murdered his tenant, Benjamin Autry, is back in court for prosecution to continue with their witnesses to testify. And yesterday, before Justice Marie Louise Simmons, the 7th prosecution witness was in the box, the ballistic expert. Once we have a ballistic expert in court, you know that we are examining the issue of the firearm. We are examining whether a particular gun has been used for a crime, bullets, cartridges, all of them. So the witness yesterday was in court to make the court understand how the examination, the forensic examination conducted in relation to the offense that has been alleged all came about. And as we speak, that matter has been adjourned to the 12th of December for continuation. And what is clear is that once it's done, prosecution will inform the court about their next line of action, whether they have to, what they will do, and then the lawyers of the accused persons will subject him to scrutiny. And once that is done and they close their case, the court will have to determine whether there's a prima facie evidence as per what has been put before the court by the witnesses of the state. If there is a case for him to answer, then it means that the submission of no case will be dismissed and he will be invited to open his defense. If the court held that no case has been made by way of prima facie, then he will be let go. But this is a jury trial also. One of judges of fact. They are listening to everything. And if he crosses the line or the threshold of the court inviting him to open his defense, he will mount the defense, call his witnesses, and then at the end, the jury would then return their verdict, which then will be binding on the court. And when you are talking about murder, you're talking about the punishment is life imprisonment. So that is what is at stake. But yesterday, 7 prosecution witnesses came in, testified. The prosecutor, Mrs. Sefa Kobache, the chief state attorney, and the defense lawyers have been led by Paul Abariga with Bernard Corantin leading in this particular case. So this case will come up again in the later date.
Okay, I see. What else?
National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Dubuahin, Angela Ejeboatin, and then Advantage Solution. 49.1 million Ghana cedi is the amount of money in question. As we speak, second prosecution witness is in the box. Ruby Edith Adumwa is the one testifying, and today she will continue with her testimony. And what is clear, or what before this case will come up, one of the things that has come out is to the effect that the lawyers went to the Court of Appeal last Monday, and at the Court of Appeal, they were seeking, or they wanted the court to overturn a decision made by the High Court by way of a ruling dismissing their request for some documentation, some further disclosures, in which they were asking for documents, some of which spans from 1992. All the president that we have had under the Fourth Republic, they want some national security document because they were of the view that they would need those details to be able to prosecute their case. Again, they were asking for some bank details of the accused person, which they alleged that it was missing from what the Attorney General had brought to the court. And the AG had explained that, look, the first thing that we have done is that we brought you the very first details of the account in question. In between, there were things that were not needed in the case. And then they focused on the aspect of the documents or the details that they will need to prosecute their case. The accused person can get all the document in between, even himself. They went to the Supreme Court. Remember, the Supreme Court dismissed a request for the judge to be prohibited, went to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal also dismissed that. So today, they are before Justice GHOne Nyate Nyedu for the further evidence in chief of the second prosecution witness, and we'll be there to monitor whatever will happen. Then we'll update you on newsroom and all of that. So this is the case that we should expect. Angela Ejeboatin, Kwabena Dubois, you can see on your screen one of the moments when he was walking into the law court complex for his case. Deputy Attorney General Dr. Jesrem Sai is expected to lead the charge today. So Serwaa, that is what we should be expecting this morning. Today we don't have so much for you, but this one will be for the one that we should keep an eye on by way of what is coming up.
Okay, Murtala, thank you. So today we have quite a number of things to talk about, right? We'll talk about Galamsey because we've been talking about it all week. What happened?
I'm sure yesterday you asked me a question about Galamsey and as to whether we can fight it and all of that.
Whether we can win the fight. Because as for the fight, there appears to be some fight. In fact, there appears to be a fight, and it's been like that for the last how many years, right? As to whether we can win it, it's also another conversation. Yeah. But we are continuing that conversation.
We can't stop here
today because other journalists, our colleague journalists, are coming to join us. Wilberforce, IB, Awudu. Because remember, almost 9 years ago, when President Akufo-Addo took over office, he put his presidency on the line to fight Galamsey. He had the best support from the media any campaign has ever gotten. You know, the media was solidly behind him. We were playing videos that had not been paid for. We were advocating. We were using our platforms
to serve the country, Mother Ghana.
Absolutely. So we'll see, because the Member of Parliament for Esutifi North, right,
Ebenezer,
is in trouble because he is alleged to have incited violence against 9 most personnel that were fighting Galamsey. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I remember when he was arraigned and we brought that report, I think the day before yesterday. He's on bail as we speak.
Right.
150,000
cedi bail, which has been contested by the NPP, by the way. So, but let me talk, let's bring them inside out, please. So on Inside Out this morning, just as I was saying, we're talking about Galamsey, where we'll be talking about the investigative report which showed the number of persons who have died or who died in election 2020 and election 2024. So 15 deaths and 40 injuries in total were recorded in elections 2020 and 2024. Let's listen to the Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mubarak.
2020 and 2024 general election. These cases had resulted in 15 deaths across the country and well over 40 individuals got injured. The report outlined detailed account of all the 12 cases recorded during the period. The circumstances of each case vary, but nearly all involved the use of firearms during confrontation between supporters of the two major political parties and instances.
So 2024 election violent cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koyo Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. Persons who were involved in the incident have avoided speaking with the task force, while Muhammad Ali and others who were in the Mahindra pickup truck and fired shots from their vehicle have also avoided speaking with the task force. So their opinion have not been established. Muhammad Ali is said to have been flown abroad for further treatment. The late Yusuf Larry Idris died from a gunshot, and those who were in the Mahindra pickup with him know what happened. The driver of the Mahindra has been traced, and further investigation is ongoing. The task force will continue with the investigation.
Okay, so we'll talk about that. And it beats my mind, honestly, why anybody should die because another person wants to come into power, whether a member of parliament, whether president. You should not sacrifice your life in such manner. If Jesus Christ had asked you to sacrifice your life, you would say no. But you sacrifice your life for another man to become president, to get into power. 15 deaths. It is unbelievable. It is unpardonable. It should never happen. But okay, we'll also talk about Akonta Mining because it's general manager, and I'm happy that Mutala is here. He'll give us more details. So the general manager for Akonta Mining, who was one of the accused persons standing trial for, well, who was charged, right?
Yes,
together with Chairman Wuntumi for their involvement in Galamsey activities, mining in what?
The Numbiri forest.
Yeah. Right? Well, he has now become a prosecution witness. And I saw a quote attributed to him that when Wuntumi was arrested, everybody was chanting, "Free Chairman Wuntumi." Did they hear his name? And that he could be pardoned or he could not be jailed, and then he's going to go in. So sometimes these plea bargains are good, though, because you have to think about yourself.
Yes,
it?
I listened to him, that interview. And if you listen to his reasons, it's not far from what you just mentioned. 2 people were arrested, and the focus has always been on one person. And for him, what even struck him most is that when there was an opportunity for one person to go home at the point in time, it was Chairman Wuntumi who was taken. And then he realized that at this particular point in time, each one for himself, God for all. So he looks at the possibility of going in for 15 years and having an opportunity to save his life and said, look, when the issue happened, everybody's attention was on Chairman Wuntumi as though he never existed.
Mutala, let me open the phone lines first, okay? The phone lines have been open. Please call us, share your thoughts with us. We want to hear from you. And please, when you call, reduce the volume on your TV set. Let's exercise some decorum. And let's be very brief so other people can get the opportunity to call as well, okay? So the phone lines have been opened. You can talk about the issues that we've raised, or you can tell us anything that's bothering you. when it comes to Ghana. If you're happy also about something that's happening here, tell us. I mean, it can't always be problems, right? If you're happy about something, please let us know as well. So, yeah, the numbers are displayed on the screen. Mutala, you were saying very quickly, please.
Yes. So, for him, he thinks that he's had now have an opportunity to be able to fight for his life. So that is what he is in at this particular point in time. But he will be in court. He will have his day in court as usual. We will be there to see what.
Okay, Mutala, I have a call on the line. Hello, good morning.
My beautiful.
Hello, good morning.
Serwaa?
Yes.
How are you?
Alhaji, I'm well. How are you too?
I told you to call me. You did not call me yet.
Alhaji, I'm sorry. I will call you.
Serwaa, first of all, let me send my blessings to Aman Kokoso and Honorable Senator to speak of Parliament and you were the chief of staff. When you look at the violent cases,
Alhaji, can you please speak up a bit for us?
can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me clear now?
Alhaji, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, when you look at the 2020 election, 2024 election, what is happening is not good at all. So when Honorable Mutaka Mubarak made the press conference and saying that we should investigate it, this is the right direction and we need to take. Because when you look about the killing people in the election time, that is not good. That cannot help us and we get the good democracy. Even my own son in my home, they killed him in the 2020 election. Did you hear that, Samira? In the Savugu killing in the election day, I think you can remember. It's my son. So when this thing happened, and we have been quiet, and we did not follow the right process to deal with the people who doing that, it means that thing will continue doing. Because of that, and but the lady, what to say, disappointed Daniel, because when he made the statement saying that it is not true and he just say it. What sort of attitude is that? We need to respect ourselves and do our thing properly. You can come and embarrass yourself like this. What sort of attitude is that? We need to change our attitude. Is it this fighting against this Galamsey? I think President John Dramani Mahama, he will fight against this Galamsey because of that, and Daniel all President John Dramani Mahama to doing the right thing. When people call a state of emergency, if failed government, bad government, acquire the land, and they call it government land, and they go in there to mining. Every time Abroya DC testify to Ghanaians that presidents have a land, and they're doing the mining there. So when he's saying that, and it means that president is not ready to fight against this Galamsey. So, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, let's give Excellency John Dramani Mahama a chance. I think, end of the 2026, I think illegal mining will stop in this country.
I mentioned earlier that please, when you call, make it very brief so other people can get the chance to call also. We have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Just call me Serwaa.
We have another call. Okay.
Kindly
Serwaa,
reduce the volume on your TV set for me.
I've been off it. I've muted it. Good morning once again, and good morning to your listeners. You guys are doing wonderful work. So my name is Nana Kwesi Amihere. I am from Enyinem. My father used to be the Amanka of Enyinem. You see, for government to deal with the Galamsey, I have already sent about 10 points that they need to follow. You know, when Jesus Christ was coming to the world, They prophesy about him. They educate the public about Jesus Christ and who he will be becoming and what he's coming to do. First thing that they need to do, like the way the olden day, they have the information, but now there's radio and the television, GHOne go everywhere. You have other affiliate stations. The NIMO team needs to educate the communities, all where mining is done, that these are the reasons why we want you to stop the mining in the river bodies. These are the consequences. And the videos that the media were showing, they need to show to them how child are born and the effects of mining. That is the first thing that the NIMOs need to do to curb these attacks that are coming from the various communities. 1. 2, I told them that they need to involve the chief. Look, when my father was alive, my father has passed on. When the people come, then community mining has involved spiritual aspects. They use other things to get the gold. And if the community, the base of the land, who are the chiefs, if they don't pour libation or they don't accept any dealing from the descent, the land, the people go there, they will not find the gold. So they normally want to get the chiefs involved. The chiefs must be involved, and the president must call all the chiefs in this area and warn them and educate them that if any chief is caught involved in this and you want their collaboration, that is another thing. 3, the NIMOs need to make sure that all the young guys who are getting involved, these are livelihood issues. So there should be corporate bodies or corporate mining group within this community and gather these boys, educate them how to do responsible mining, and then warn them that this education that we are giving to you, we are going to give you land in these communities which are far, according to the law, far from the water bodies, and then train them how to do responsible mining.
Oh, we apologize for that. I was actually enjoying what he was saying because he's put down a 10 points on how we can fight Galamsey. I actually wish that we could hear all of that, but I'm sorry about that. We have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. I want to say.
Nyamia do me hoye pa. Na we. All right, let's hear you.
Mama, they did PDS no. The banner about Jessica May. I'm with Jimmy.
Boss.
Yes, madam.
What's the day?
PDS. The banner abiding from the court. I'm on my Jessica May.
We have just won the arbitration, haven't we? Mutula?
Yeah, I think so.
We have just won the arbitration on that deal. So give it time, okay?
And that's also me, the former finance minister, so the banner of Fanaba.
But you Busamaya.
What's it?
Ubusamaya.
Former finance minister.
And I'm so Busamaya.
So.
That maybe maybe
Ah, okay.
That's all the means out.
And today I'm on Wakaka.
And I open a chain of a man from
I saw Pepe. Matthias here. Bacho we. Oh. We lost him. Very interesting. Yes, actually, that's why I love Fridays. Yes. So he wants to know when government is going to get our money from PDS for us.
And then how
we got into arbitration.
Ken of Oriata will also be coming down.
I can't answer those. In fact, both questions.
He said he's not asking you directly.
We have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for calling.
This is Abdullah, call from Canada.
Abdullah, thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Before I proceed, I want you to help me about this word. How do we define it in Ghana? I mean, fraud or somebody deceiving.
Sorry?
I mean, when they say fraud.
Fraud?
I want you to help me about that. Yeah, fraud. How do we define it?
Well, fraud can be in many ways. You can misrepresent yourself to someone and take what is not yours. You can lie to someone about something just to take something from them. Fraud comes in many ways. But you have a dictionary, don't you?
Okay, thank you very much.
Don't you have a dictionary, Abdullah?
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you. And Madam,
Yes.
thank you very much for that. So I'm wondering why. Sometimes we do chase people for fraud, but our politicians always in need. They always lie to us. When we come, our colleagues didn't do this. We will do this. At the end, when you give the power to them, they never say.
I get the context. So you mean that they are fraudulent people, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I mean. So what we leave them? We don't talk about that. We always say, let's say they fraud us. So why is this so? Our intellectuals, social commentators or analysis, they never talk about that. As if they also follow them to eat.
All right, thank you. Abdullah, thank you so much. Thank you. And there's very disturbing news coming from the Ashanti region as well. Still on Galamsey, that EPA officials were attacked by illegal miners, and in the process, 2 journalists were also attacked. And these are very worrying things to hear. Mutala, unfortunately, we cannot hear you, but these are very worrying things to hear, especially when the president has consistently said that we have to win this fight against Galamsey. And EPA officials are also part of the team fighting Galamsey, just like NIMOS. So why attack them? And yesterday, IB said something that is, very, very profound, that when you have people making as much as 4,000 Ghana cedis daily from this Galamsey business, how do you tell them to stop and come and sit at home and do something else, as we are calling it, the alternative livelihood, whatever? It's almost impossible. If I was earning 4,000 Ghana cedis every day, I'm sure that if you were earning same, but I won't do Galamsey, by the way, but it's a very difficult situation, to find yourself, and it's not easy at all. But that's it for Inside Out. Stay with me. After the break, we'll get into the conversation. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. Serwaa, Amihere. It's time for breakfast review. You're welcome back. This is GH. Today, I am Serwaa Amihere. I was telling you earlier that we received some disturbing news from the Ashanti region, that 5 journalists, 3 EPA officials escaped death in a road accident after anti-galamsey operations in the Ashanti region. So, a team of journalists and officials from EPA were involved in a serious accident in Dajene, right, near Afari in the Ashanti region. The group was returning from an anti-galamsey operation in the Obuasi enclave when the crash happened. Now, this is because the exercise turned chaotic after the team was attacked by a group of miners at Dajene, a community near Obuasi. Thankfully, we've been joined by Professor Nana Brown Kluche. She's the acting CEO of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Prof, good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Serwaa. Thanks for having me.
Prof, can you please walk us through what exactly happened?
Yeah, thank you. So, yesterday was the second day of our operation, our 3-week plan. And we were on our way to an area to close down some shops. We got the plan was targeting those who provide the services for the illegal mining operations. So, on our way, we saw this illegal mining activity happening. So we stopped by the roadside and had to walk a distance to the spot where this is happening. It was quite a distance, but there was no access road for vehicles. So we had to walk. So when we got there, the people, as we were going, the people saw us coming. They ran away. We looked around and picked the things we could pick to immobilize the activity or for some difficulty for them to continue with their operation. Whilst on it, we saw other excavators inside river bodies, a river body that is near a village. And the excavators were also in operation. They were mining in the river body. So we took special interest in that and drove to the village, went to the site where these excavators were. In fact, we had to walk also a distance, but we couldn't even have access to the exact place the excavators were. Because the same miners, apart from blocking the water, they have dug huge holes around where they are mining. So we couldn't have access to the exact point. In any case, while there, we got an intel that the illegal miners are planning to attack us. So the intelligence was that we had to leave. So we moved towards our vehicles. As we got to the vehicles, we saw a number of built men who came with guns. They were armed. And the national security officials we were with tried interrogating them, asking them who they are, because they were in black. Some were wearing vests with CID written at the back. So at the first glance, one would think they are policemen. So when they started interrogating them, asking of their ID cards and their identity, they couldn't produce any identity cards or even explain who they were. The longer we stood there, the more they came. So then the intelligence was again that we had to leave immediately. Whilst on the way, we also heard that they had called their other colleagues in the area, because the area is Galamsey prone, really illegal mining prone. So then we were speeding on the road. And whilst at it, one of our vehicles had a collision with a truck that is also carrying this illegal mining equipment. They were carrying pipes that they used to do the pumping from the river to do their washing. So that's what happened yesterday. We were escaping attacks and eventually had an accident.
I see. We thank God that you survived and everyone is okay. But Prof, let me ask you, so why is there an EPA task force? Because there's NIMOS as well that we are aware of. And what's the difference between these two?
Yeah, so EPA, we don't have a task force now.
Okay.
We only work with our field together with the security agencies. So we move with the police, we move with the military, we move with the national security. So after when we are able to plan, we move out for some of these operations.
But Prof, what's the difference between...
Okay,
but what's the difference between what you and your team do and what NIMOS does?
So NIMOS, their original operation is to secure our forests that were taken over by illegal miners. So they were set up by the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources. But their work complements what we are doing.
Okay. How are all the people doing, the people you were with yesterday?
Yeah, so apart from the fact that we are all traumatized, we have a few injuries. So our men, the 8 people who were injured in that vehicle, are still in the hospital and attending to treatment. In fact, they are responding to treatment.
We were told that one journalist is in critical condition. Can you confirm that for us?
Yes, so we had one of them, the cameraman for Joy TV, had a broken tie. And the rest are minor. Again, as I said, it's traumatizing. So we're still observing the conditions and the doctors are on them.
Prof, let me ask you this. I have heard you speak on Galamsey a few times, and I sense the passion, you know, in your voice when you speak about it. This week alone, we have also heard about what happened with Naimo's somewhere in Chidim.
The attack. Yeah.
Yes. Do you genuinely believe that we will be able to win this fight against Galamsey?
I think we can. So the Galamsey, they have supplies. They have suppliers. What they use in their operations are brought into the country. Some are fabricated in India. So if we cut the cost, the importation of especially the champagne machine, the water pumps, to some extent, and we deal with the shops that supplies like we were doing, aside the field operations that we also undertake. There will be restrictions and will eventually reduce the impact or the operations of the Galamsey. Another way is for the state to be more radical, which I always say, because although our men were armed, the arms they had were not as sophisticated as the ones that these illegal miners, their bouncers, were having.
Wow.
And so we need to be properly equipped when we are going to the field and make a good plan for the field.
But do you feel there's enough political will to get this done, to win this fight?
That I can attest to it, yes. There is political will to this. The difficulty, as we all know, is when we are dealing with Ghanaians and issues of illegality. We have a lot of issues, influences, human face. We try to put human face to this. The first time I talked about shoot to kill, I got a lot of phone calls with backlashes on that. Because if a company, if a person or a group of people can put excavator in a river that the community depend on, are they not an enemy to the community? The community people were complaining, the Dajuni people, they're complaining, shouting, talking, crying on us. We are not from here. We have come to destroy our river. We have come to taking over our farmland. There's nowhere to farm. We can't access our river bodies. So it's pathetic. These are enemies to the state. And we have to deal with them accordingly.
Prof, thank you so much for speaking with us. Professor Kluche is the acting director of the EPA there, saying that they are all traumatized. Prof, would you say then that, quickly, I know that I said I'm going to let you go, that your team is overwhelmed by all of this? Hello, Prof. I think we lost her. Professor Nanama Brown Kluche is the acting CEO of the Environmental Protection Agency. Okay, so from what Prof has said, the attack on them was not successful. So in their bid to avoid, or for the want of a better word, run from the attack, they got into the accident. But it doesn't take away the fact that Galamseyers intended to attack the EPA and the journalists that they were moving with. Okay. I'm going to then get into the conversation right in. So, Wabafo Sasari is the... What's your role again? Political editor for Asasi Radio. And Amudu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. It always confuses me because I'm thinking... you know. And then Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs here at the EIB network. He's a producer for GH Today. He's also the organizing secretary for the Parliamentary Press Corps. Okay, good morning, gentlemen. You're all welcome. We're going to start with Galamsey, flowing from what Professor Kluche has just told us happened in the Ashanti region. Audu, I'll start with you.
Hey, Galamsey. I don't know where to start from.
You can start from Prof's account of what happened to them in the Ashanti region, and then move into what happened in Shidiem, and then come to Parliament. The MPs who were...
She's answering the question for you.
No, I'm giving you
the lead.
A roadmap.
Yes, this is a
yes.
It's a comprehensive roadmap. Let me say good morning to cherished viewers, and to say that Galamsey is a major problem. It's a national security threat. And the way things are going, I am beginning to, even though Prof has said that government is showing the political will to fight this menace, I think that things are getting worse. Look, in just a few past few days, we have seen attacks on people who want to fight the menace. Now, Prof said they were moving to a particular site. Whilst on their way, this was happening along the road. Is it not similar to what happened at Shidiem? It means that the people are presently mining at every place that they feel they want to mine. And that is a problem. Now, the attacks are beginning to be worrisome. And I'm afraid, and this type of the sophisticated weapons these miners have, that's very dangerous, and that's a security threat, national threat, security threat to national security that I'm talking about. Like if you look at the people, we are also hearing that some of the people who are engaged in these activities are not even Ghanaians, they are foreigners who bring in these weapons. We have seen countries where mining activities have taken place, where people have, armed men have overtaken those countries, and they eventually became no-go areas, and they even plunged those countries into wars because of minerals. Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all other places. This is the way they started. Remember the diamond country. Congo, DR Congo, all those places. This is the way they started. When people fight to get these high premium minerals, that's what happens. I am particularly worried that people who are connected or are part of government are deeply involved in this menace. That's my worry. And I have not seen any concrete action against these people. For instance, just in January this year, remember our Win Traditional Council held a press conference and accused their MP of engaging in illegal mining. What has happened to the MP? The IG, the Auditor General, referred some members of the governing NDC to Yoko.
The Attorney General.
The Attorney General, that's it, sorry. I said GHOne. Auditor General, sorry. Attorney General referred the national organizer, the national vice chairman of NDC, to Yoko. As we sit here, I do not know the outcome of that invitation. I don't know whether they've been invited. You can help me. Were they invited?
I can't tell.
Because if they were invited, and if anything, invitation, probably they would have been given some soft bail, like they gave to Esunafo, Esutufi North MP, 150,000 K.
Are they the same circumstances?
What are the circumstances? Allegations are that, look, if somebody is accused of, is an allegation, all the people who have been, listen, if you take the national chairman, Ashanti regional chairman, MPP, it's allegation that his company was engaged in illegal mining. Is it not an allegation?
But this one is an allegation of he inciting violence.
Yeah. To do what?
To free persons who were engaged in illegal mining, who were allegedly engaging in illegal mining. Although they are not the same.
Okay.
I have said, and let me just issue this caveat that I have said, it's just to aid the discussion yesterday with IB that I don't understand why you are even going to let illegal miners supposedly be freed if you have no interest in illegal mining. You certainly must have some interest there. But mind you, that is not what he is being charged for. He's not being charged for his involvement in illegal mining. He was put before court for the incitement of the violence
precisely my case. Why are the prosecutors not looking at the reason why he wants those illegal miners to be free?
That's a conversation that we can have.
That is exactly why I'm saying that is a commitment of government I'm talking about. Lack of commitment, political way to fight it. If you are fighting other people and your own is allegedly involved, and you decide to choose the angle that he is not involved in Galamsey, but he is able to, you are accusing him of inciting Galamseyers.
Do you have any preliminary evidence to show that he is involved in Galamsey?
Will you allow me to make my point?
I'm asking you questions.
Cross-examination.
I think you want to start your pupillage with me. You want to start.
I'm already doing my pupillage.
And I'm part of your work this morning. That's what you want to do. But let me speak. Did you hear the account of the man, the MP? Yeah. They said whilst we were going, people were, if you listen to his account, he knew that people were engaged in illegal mining. That's why they decided he was going to a funeral. They decided to move to the place. Was he going to fight Galamsey or he was going to aid it? And yet he was able to mobilize people to come and free people who were involved in Galamsey. We should contextualize some of these things. I am saying that there is no commitment. Look, if you look at what is happening, I have just told you the people who have been, the Attorney General has referred these people to Yoko. Have you heard any of you here, have you heard any action taken? The GHOne MP that I just mentioned, did you hear him did you hear that he's been invited? The only campaign, so-called campaign in Galamsey that is that the campaigns that they said they will deal with, the only campaign, the so-called campaign is GHOne to me. That is the only campaign. So GHOne to me is no more even doing mining. So what is happening in our water bodies? What is happening in the forest? What is happening by our roadsides? How are we not getting the campaigns behind them? Why are we not? If we really say that we want to get the campaigns, we said these people who are doing it are just the small fishes. Who are the people behind? If you tell me that in 10 months you cannot get the people who are behind this thing, then I am telling you that then we are losing the fight. In 10 months, if we cannot get the people behind the small boys that you claim they are not the campaigns, then we are not getting anywhere. Apart from that, is our water bodies, do we have any improvement? Do we? You just show the videos. I have said that. I said it here many times. That if you do not have MPP and NDC working together to fight this menace, we will not succeed. And that is happening. This is an enterprise that politicians are involved, both sides. You have politicians from both major political parties involved. And when one is in opposition, it claims to be that they will fight it. When they go into government, then their people get involved in Galamsey. That is what is happening. I do not see any commitment, serious political will that this battle will be won. I do not. If you look at what is happening in Galamsey, look, to the extent that at the beginning, even the person, the national organizer who they have referred to, the Attorney General, is saying that his own government should disband. His own government should disband anti-Galamsey task force. It should tell you what is happening on the ground. It should tell you. Is it not surprising that a government that has formed an agency, I don't know how to refer, NIMOS, is on the field trying to fight the menace, and an MP, they've arrested some people, and an MP in that area is facilitating the release of the alleged Galamseyers? Doesn't it tell you that there's a conflict even within government on the fight against the menace? That a government that has formed this task force is on the field fighting it, and people within government are fighting the task force. Doesn't it tell you something that we are not succeeding? As for me, I've told you that I'm fatigued too on Galamsey. I'm fatigued. So when it comes to Galamsey, apart from the danger that it poses, health, security, and all that, but for these menace, I will not comment on Galamsey because I'm fatigued. And I do not see any headway. I do not see any headway. Unless there is an improvement, if there's an improvement, I'll actually give it to this government. But for now, there's nothing to show that we are winning the battle against Galamsey.
But there's an improvement.
I say if there's an improvement, I will give some.
So there isn't.
I have told you from beginning that there isn't.
Okay.
Even the time, let me tell you, even the time that people were demonstrating on the streets for President Akufo-Addo to declare state of emergency, in those areas, did you see these fights on the Galamsey front? Did you see these clashes between government's own task forces? Serwaa. It should tell you that something serious is happening. Even when people were saying that the situation was so bad and were demonstrating in Accra, calling for state of emergency, there were no I nearly said counter coups. There were no counter clashes on the field. Now there are counter clashes against the menace. And you are telling me that things are improving.
I just asked. I didn't say.
No, I know you.
Okay.
Those who are saying that, I've listened to people, including professors, who are saying that they are winning the battle and things are improving. If you are being chased out of Galamsey areas, how will you come and tell me that things are improving? We have the head of NIMOS, a colonel in the military, who said he is giving his life to, he survived because he has survived by the grace of God. A colonel in the military. You know how long it takes for a military man to get the rank of a colonel? The man had to be whisked away. That's how bad the situation has become. If a colonel in the military with his team cannot save the situation, me, I will do here. And you, Serwaa, how are you going to fight it? We can only sit on TV and talk. If those on the war front cannot win the battle, you sitting in the comfort of your homes and demonstrating on the streets of Accra, how are you going to fight it? The situation is dire, and we must. Look, if we want to take this, let's be serious about it. What is the plan? How are we taking the people out of the place? From President Akufo, from Rawlings's time up to now, we have used the same method. There's no difference between NIMOS and the Operation Vanguard and all. No difference. They all do firefighting. They all rush to the place, chase the people out. The next day, the people are back. That's all what they are really doing. If you really want to do it, look, be stationed at the place, the water bodies, these water guards that we have home. You have got to take some party people, swear them in, give them some jobs to be by the water side. What can they do? Let the military men be by the water bodies 24/7. And if anybody attempts to enter our water bodies, give them well equipped. Anybody wants to mine in our water bodies, shoot the person. If you shoot 1 or 2 people in our water bodies, you will begin to see signs that we are winning the battle. People, you go, and have you also seen that almost all the time they have to change the people who are doing the anti-Galamsey fight, who are engaged in anti-Galamsey fight, because the people get corrupted. In 2 or 3 weeks, they get corrupted. They have to change them. I heard somebody say that, and a government official.
Okay, IB.
Well,
we are just joking in this country.
It's good that we had clarity from the EPA boss, because we're under the impression that the attack indeed took place, that the members of the EPA team, because he says they don't have a task force, but they have a team drawn from national security, police, and then the military. So what it means is that they were armed, and she related to that fact. But unfortunately, their firepower could never have matched to what they witnessed.
Right.
And her account is equally befuddling, because she mentioned that there were some individuals who were wearing vests with embossment CID. They were wearing vests, and the vest had CID embossment. So upon first interface, you think these are security personnel. And then the EPA team decided to interrogate them. Then they realized that they were security deployed by the Galamseyers. As they kept engaging them, many more of such individuals, heavily built individuals, were coming. That was when they realized their lives would be under threat, and they decided to flee. It's in the process that they had the accident. Now, all the stories from NIMOS, you see impersonation claims that these individuals they said we were from national security. The last but 2 update that came from the Ashanti region, which named the Ashanti Regional National Security Coordinator, Captain Jabari, in there, indicated that when those Galamseyers were arrested, some of them said they were from national security. And so, in the update, they indicated that fake national security operatives. Only for Captain Jabari, in his response to Isaac Bediako, to tell us that indeed some individuals came to him in the name of national security from Accra, that they were embarking on an operation in that Galamsey community. And then he said goodbye to them, and then they left. Only for them to be arrested, and they named him as having given them the green light to go to the community, and that he had no hand in it. That was the response of Captain Jabari. Now, and again today, we are told that some individuals who identify as CID operatives are found heavily armed in Galamsey communities, to the extent that they pose a threat to the lives of the team from EPA. That is a problem. That is a danger that must be addressed. We spoke to Professor Enin on State of Affairs a few days ago, on Monday.
Okay.
And he said what happened in Whittiam is just a tip of the iceberg.
Huh?
Yes, he said that. Professor Enin said what happened in Whittiam is just a tip of the iceberg, and that there will be many more confrontations with the NIMOS task force. Because from where he sits, he knows how sophisticated the weapons being wielded by these Galamseyers are. And you heard Professor Kluti relate to that they are much more armed than those that we pay with our taxpayers, those that we equip with our taxpayers to go and help us fight Galamsey. They are ill-armed as compared to the illegal miners.
That's a joke.
That's a problem. And you heard her appeal for more resources. Yes, if we are in this to win this fight, then we must go ready I sat here with you yesterday. We were talking about what happened in Hwidi. And we're also lauding the military men for the restraint that they exercise. If they decide to open fire, you cannot tell me that the civilians will have killed much more than the military. Will have had a bloodbath. To the extent that even when they were being whisked away from the police station and they were still armed in their uniform, the individuals were threatening to attack them. You saw in the video. Even when they were being taken into a vehicle which had its screens shattered, which had been vandalized, they were still threatening to attack them. That's the enormity of the problem we are dealing with. And I told you yesterday that, you see, it is we against them mentality now. The Galamseyers feel that their livelihood depends on what they do. It is food on their table. And you, in the name of a task force, has decided to come for that food, and they will fight tooth and nail. So we must equally be prepared for them. There was a forest reserve that had been invaded, had been taken over by Galamseyers. Naimos deployed a task force. They went there, they raided the forest reserve of the Galamseyers. The next day, less than 12 hours, they had returned. And when Naimos went back, indeed, they faced them out. They just didn't face them out. And many people will say that, oh, don't touch them, don't touch them. In this case, there's evidence that they touched them. Sometimes you need to send that message. They stripped them, and they were lying belly on the floor, and you could tell from the bruises on their faces that they had been touched. Yes, sometimes we need to send that message. Because you cannot be driven away from a forest reserve in less than 12 hours, then you return there to go and do what? So, see, we can pretend that this should be a walk in the park and that Naimos is complicit. Yes, I agree that as time goes on, as an operational dictate, you need to move them around. You need to change them. Probably every 1 month, you need to move around the members of the task force. It's an operational strategy. It doesn't mean that they've been corrupted. I've done no less than 2-3 stories. I'm coming. I've done no less than 2-3 stories.
You want me to mention the person who said it?
Oh, you are not getting me.
Executive of the government.
You are not getting me. I'm saying that as an operational strategy. And it happened when we're dealing with the Operation Vanguard, where the members had to be moved around, had to be replaced every now and then. When we're talking about happenings in Boko, what did we say? We said familiarity breeds contempt. So therefore, when the individuals have been there, the military men have been there for a long time, they breed familiarity with the people there. So it's difficult for them to maintain peace. So as an operational strategy, you what? You move them around, you change them periodically. The point I'm making is that I've done no less than 3 stories where, and I can send you the pictures, bundles of 100 Ghana cedis money that were offered to the Galamsey, what's the name, the operation members of the Naimos. They rejected it. I have the pictures here. Like I said, the one I related to in Kumasi, they rejected it, right?
If they ever take, will they show us?
Oh, no, I get that. You see, and that's when police people go on an operation and there's an inducement and they are able to withstand the inducement and still do their work. The IGP promotes them, rewards them. So I'm telling you this, that there is evidence that monies were offered, those monies were rejected.
By some people.
Oh, yes. See, what we know is what we can report. And I'm reporting to you what we know.
Right.
Yes. So, back to Hwidi. Serwaa, what happened in Hwidi was unfortunate. And I've heard accounts of the MP. See, MPs are called to intervene every now and then. We are in an intervention country. Imams are called to intervene when people are in trouble. Pastors are called to intervene when people are in trouble. Serwaa, I'm sure you might have received calls on countless occasions because people feel you can help them. As I sit here, when somebody has a problem with the police, because they know that the job we do, we interface with the police, they will call you to assist them. But it's up to a member of parliament to know that when you go to a site and there's an operation led by the director of operations of a nationally constituted task force, and that director tells you that these individuals were engaged in an illegal activity, we seize these 2 weapons from them. The first question you should ask is, where are you taking them? And then you follow through and ensure that the right things are done. Not to plead with them to remove the cuffs or plead with them to free them. So for an MP to undertake such an exercise, it's an exercise of indiscretion, and if CID believes that he should be prosecuted, there's nothing wrong with that. And indeed, he's been prosecuted. But like we said, the charges brought against him were not charges that he was engaged in illegal money. In fact, the constituency where he found himself is not his constituency.
Who prefers the charges?
Oh, the police CID.
Okay.
He went to the police CID. They took his statement, and then they decided to proceed to court. The very day that he showed up, they took him to court and preferred this charge against him. If you care to know, the prosecutors were making a case for him to be remanded. And they advanced argument in that regard, that he is a flight risk and that they should remand him. It is a judge that said, no, he's a member of parliament. Of course, that was the argument of his lawyers. He's a member of parliament, where he lives is known, and there's no way he will run away. And then the 150,000 Ghana cedis bail was slapped on him. And if you care to know as well, he's been restricted from leaving Accra without permission. That's a member of parliament. He's been asked that he cannot go to his constituency without permission from the police. To me, that's deterrent. So, yes, the MP did what he did in a very wrong way, but he says he was directed to do that by the Sutifi South MP, Collins Dauda, who has publicly also corroborated that story that, yes, he sent him to go and do that. But you see, like I told you yesterday, if somebody sends you to do ABCD, how you do it is what can make it right or wrong. Per the accounts of Naimos, as we have all heard, you went there to do the wrong thing because you asked them to free suspected criminals. You asked them to uncuff them. And you made calls. And as you made those calls, the numbers swell, and the people who came threatened to attack the members of the task force. So have your day in court, defend yourself. But for the Galamsey fight, this will not be the last time we are talking about attacks. So what we will do and what we will admonish is the task force should be prepared. After security analysts say that no task force should go to a Galamsey site without at least 100 armed military men. And I agree. Because trust me, if the numbers were these overwhelming on the side of the task force, I'm not sure these guys will have died. So from now on, lesson learned. If you are deploying task force to Galamsey site, you know what you are going to meet. Resistance. You know what you are going to meet. Armed individuals who are willing to fight for their daily bread, albeit illegally, but also go prepared. And do the needful and neutralize them if need be. It's as simple as that. But then again, finally on this, there is a cooperative mining scheme, which will be legitimate mining. The team in charge, I think, should get to work. By now, we should have been able to map the areas that can be demarcated and given to people to mine legitimately. Under former President Akufo-Addo, they sought to do that. Because you cannot stop mining. The very day you stop mining in this country, this economy will collapse. That's a fact. So, map up strategy, read the water bodies of miners, read the forest reserves of miners, and get them to do legitimate mining. Mining is as old as our existence. What we are fighting is the illegality of it. Let's just have a solution to this once and for all.
Wilberforce.
So, Serwaa, I am not surprised at the resistance that is coming against the fight against Galamsey. Now, the reason why I'm not surprised is because heading to 2024 elections, I think we over-politicized Galamsey. We over-politicized Galamsey to the point that one political party then, which was the ruling government, MPP, was seen as against Galamseyers, and the opposition party then was seen as for Galamseyers. Now, fast forward, the opposition party wins power, constitutes government, and must inherit the fight against Galamsey, which was ongoing by the previous government. Now, in inheriting this fight, with your rhetoric and your comments and your statements of support, you will get the resistance that you are getting and the resistance that we are seeing now. It is not rocket science. It is garbage in, garbage out. That's all that we are seeing. And so I think that we need to call the attention of the task force that they should be ready for more resistance. Why? Because the Galamseyers have been emboldened by the politicians. They believe that the government they voted for is the government that has come. And so they have what it takes to do their Galamsey, and they have the support to do it. That is the reason why we see MPs. I don't know which party the other MP belongs to.
Which one?
They all belong.
They all belong to the NDC.
Yes.
So I am not surprised that
I mentioned they will win MP.
Yes, I'm not surprised that we are seeing NDC sitting MPs, and I have said before here on record that every member of parliament who comes from a constituency where there is mining, if that member of parliament's constituency, there is mining going on there in that constituency, I do not accuse the MP of being involved in Galamsey, but for me, that MP is a suspect. And that for us to be able to fight Galamsey successfully within their constituency, we need the buy-in of those MPs who are in mining areas. The MPs who are in places where there's no mining, like the MP for Ayawaso West Wogon, there's no mining in the Ayawaso West Wogon. But those who are in the constituencies where there's active mining, like the one we are seeing in Collins Dada's constituency, is there mining? Collins Dada in his constituency, is there mining there?
But that's where the
nice one. In that MP, the other MP, that we
they share because
is there mining there?
There's mining.
Okay. So but the point I'm making is very simple. I'm just saying that the members of parliament who are in constituencies where there is mining, irrespective of who, they are all suspects for me.
I have.
You disagree with me?
I have an issue with that.
Okay.
I think we should direct it to the MMDCs.
But I kind of agree with what Wilberforce is saying, to be very honest. You are a suspect because
so
if the MP is not a suspect, why are you? We are not saying they are in charge of the district.
What suspicion are you talking about?
Okay.
You just sat here a while ago and said that the police should be investigating the MP, the Sutifi North MP, for his involvement in Galamsey. Why?
I said that because, look.
Why did you say that?
Let me ask you a question. Why would somebody who is not involved in anything invite people to that police station? Why are you opening your mouth? Let me talk now. You want to interrupt. I am saying that if somebody is not involved in Galamsey, why would the person be interested in freeing Galamseyers?
Okay.
And also inviting people to rush to the place and free them. Why?
How is what you have said different from what Wilberforce?
It is not. No.
He is saying that.
So
you suspect the MP, and he is saying that if you are a member of parliament for an area where there's active Galamsey, you are a suspect, and it is not different from what you are saying and what I have said.
No, it is
that
different.
If the MP has no interest in Galamsey,
there's action.
So which one is this one? Is there a suspicion, or you believe there's involvement?
The what I'm saying that I am saying that. What if I am an MP in an area?
Please answer the question. Is this one an involvement or a suspicion?
A credible suspicion.
Okay.
Mine is a credible suspicion.
How is that different from what Wilberforce said, that you are a suspect?
Can I finish?
Please, actually, yes.
So let me finish. So the point
I'm not finished with this suspicion.
Yes, no, but let him
So the
finish.
point I'm making is that I need to state very clearly that I'm not accusing members of parliament of being involved in Galamsey.
You are saying they are suspects.
I'm saying that if you have a member of parliament whose constituency has Galamsey activity or mining activity, to my understanding, that MP is a suspect. And suspicion is suspicion. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
But the kind of governance structure we have in our country is such that the members of parliament are not elected only for purposes of legislation.
Absolutely.
Members of parliament are involved actively in what goes on the ground in the constituency. That is the governance structure we have. And so because of the governance structure we have, there are people in the constituencies who expect their members of parliament to come and fix their roads and not the MMC. There are people in the constituency who require the member of parliament to come and do all kinds of things that have nothing to do with legislation. They have everything to do with community activity and community involvement. But that is the governance structure we have. That is how the people understand it. And so they are members of parliament in the constituency. It's a very important figure for them. Unlike other countries where the congressman is there to just make legislation, and the people lobby the congressman to go and make laws in the Congress on their behalf for their well-being. Here in our governance structure, it's different, and nobody is going to debate me about this. It is known. It's public.
I am going to debate you.
Oh well.
You finish. Are you done?
I'm not out. You are. So
please launch.
So the argument I'm making about this Galamsey thing is that this resistance that we are seeing, it was to be expected. And if there's anybody in this current government who did not expect this resistance, I'll be very much surprised about them. They knew, and they ought to, if they don't know, they ought to have known that there will be this resistance if they attempt to fight Galamsey, because of the fact that they were seen as the darling boy for Galamseyers. Now, the issues that happened is condemnable. We condemn them. And we expect that proper investigations will be done to make sure that whoever has committed a crime is arrested and prosecuted, especially with the one involving the journalist, the interview that you just had, which was quite worrying. The fact that one journalist has his tie broken alone is not
the accident.
Yeah, through the accident.
Yes.
Okay. Through the accident.
It's not
they were running away from
an attack.
Yes, it's not a welcome development, and I expect that we continue with investigations and prosecute. But this Galamsey fight, and this is my last point on this matter. Okay. This Galamsey fight that we are in, for us to be able to move forward with anything called Galamsey fight, we must, as a people, purposefully decide that we are going to depoliticize it. Because you know what? MPP is now in opposition.
I've said it many times.
Is in opposition. And just yesterday, did you see the statement that the General Secretary of the party made? He said real Galamseyers are in the NDC. Did we hear this from the NDC when they were in opposition?
Yes.
The NDC said that MPP ministers are all Galamseyers. And today, the General Secretary of the MPP saying real Galamseyers are in the NDC. So, in actual fact, the two political parties are telling us that the two of them know that Galamseyers belong to their parties. Yes. The MPP knows Galamseyers that belong to the NDC. The NDC knows Galamseyers that belong to the MPP. Sure. And for me, the way forward to this Galamsey fight is a conscious national effort to depoliticize the fight against Galamsey. Either than that, we're going nowhere. Good morning.
Serwaa, this MP thing, if I'm an MP for Abetifi or Sunyani East, I am not involved in any Galamsey. Nobody has accused me of Galamsey. Nobody. I'm nowhere near Galamsey. Why do you say I'm a suspect? Because I'm merely in an area that Galamsey is done. The reason why I say that MMDC should be directly be in charge, or they should be accused of what you are accusing MPs of. Look, they are not elected, and yet they are the heads of their security in those districts. Mm-hmm. The MDC or the
point of
DC.
Correction,
Yes.
I'm not accusing MPs.
No, you said they are suspects.
So yes,
a suspect can easily become an accused person.
Yes, but accusing somebody is different. Yeah. If I accuse somebody of something,
I understand
it means
that.
I have enough evidence.
You can't even suspect me when
I am only saying that in a national fight, in our psyche, let's just know that MPs who are in constituencies where there's mining, like these two MPs, who have never been accused by anybody of being involved in Galamsey, but they have been seen helping to resist a fight against Galamsey. Those two people, they are suspects for me.
Okay. I don't want to debate you on this matter. But me, even an MP in a Galamsey area, I am not engaged in any Galamsey. I don't do Galamsey. I don't do anything. You cannot say I am a suspect merely because my area they are doing it. As an MP, what do MPs really do? Look, I am saying that the DC there is a head of security. Head of security. If you are the head of security and you cannot You cannot mobilize the security to fight Galamsey under your jurisdiction. What are you there for? They should rather be first suspects, the MMDCs. They should rather be suspects. Because if you are in charge of security and yet you cannot, and they are there 24/7. MP, the DCs, they are in charge of the districts. They sleep there, they live with the people 24/7. And if they cannot even see that people go into water bodies in the night, they cannot send security there. Why are you blaming the MP?
Why is it that this issue, they didn't call the MMDC, but they called the MPs?
Because that's why I'm saying that's the credible suspicion that.
But the MPs are more powerful than the MMDCs on the ground. I'm talking about the governance structure we have in our country.
The governance structure, that's not how it is. It is about
the MP is seen as more powerful than the DC.
No,
unless anybody
it cannot be like that on the district.
The
MP has no powers in the districts like the DC.
Here's the catch. The reason why people
are queuing to collect money from MPs is a different thing.
Go to the MMDCs is that they queued and voted for the MP. So they have that direct linkage to the MP. They actually believe that they gave the MP his job or her job.
They are the MP's employers.
So chances
they employ him.
Chances are they would rather come to the MP than the MCA. And that has always been the challenge with our governance system.
I behold that thought. I need to take a very quick break.
Right.
I'll be back shortly. We'll continue with the conversation. Cultural movement. Tickets are selling fast. Visit www.aduanepa.com or dial *714*703# on all networks. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we're going to have a fufu party on a pack at the Good Park Accra Mall on the 13th of December 2025. I'm sure that you have seen the new pictures from Goldboard, right? So, from the heart of our soil to the soul of your style, Goldboard jewelry weaves heritage artistry with modern luxury. Every piece whispers stories of tradition, beauty, and unmatched excellence. Goldboard has showrooms at Diamond House, Kimbu Road, Accra, on the Oxford Street in Osu, Otele Avenue in East Legon, Marina Mall, Spintex, Community 11 Tema, Ampoma Arcade in Kumasi, and the Prempeh International Airport in Kumasi. With Goldboard, you can discover the collection that marries heritage with modern luxury. Okay, I've seen the pieces. They look beautiful, and I like the energy that has gone into the Goldboard jewelry now. Changing your baby's diaper regularly, especially after they poop every 2 or 3 hours for newborns, helps prevent rashes and infections. Always wipe front to back, especially for girls. Clean gently with water or mild baby wipes and allow the area to air dry before putting on a fresh diaper. Wear your baby in Flora Kids baby diapers because they keep your little one dry and comfortable for longer. Flora Kids diapers are highly absorbent, gentle on delicate skin, and can keep your baby dry for up to about 12 hours. You can call 0243-033-033 to become a distributor. I will come back with the rest. Wilberforce Sassari is the political editor for Asasi Radio. Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs here at the EIB network. If you just joined us, we've been talking about Galamsey, our fight against it, the attack, or the, how do I call that? Because the attack wasn't fully carried out. So,
a threat.
Was it
it's a threat?
A threat.
Or attempted attack, yeah.
Yes, attempt of attack.
Yeah.
Which one was not
attempted attack?
The EPA one.
The EPA
yes.
one,
yeah. Oh, yes.
The attempted attack on EPA officials, which had journalists on board, with one being in a critical condition, we're told, and we went into the Naimos attack as well, and then we have to go into Parliament, which we're still debating on, because one says if you are a member of Parliament in an area where Galamsey is very heavy, you are a suspect. Awudu, who just said that the MPs, in fact, the bail condition for the MP wasn't high because he should be investigated for his involvement in Galamsey, is also saying that you cannot say that the MP is a suspect.
No, okay. I didn't say that. So when I sit here and you are saying completely opposite what I'm saying.
So, well, that's why you are here. But what exactly did you say?
I am saying that you cannot generalize that every MP who lives in a Galamsey area is a suspect.
No,
okay.
Merely because he lives, he's in that constituency.
No, okay.
I am saying that there should be a reasonable reason why somebody should be a suspect. If I'm saying that if I'm an MP from an area that is Galamsey and nobody sees me doing Galamsey, I don't encourage Galamsey, I don't do Galamsey, and I have no Galamsey, I have no mining concession. Yeah. I have nothing. Why would you suspect me of being involved in Galamsey?
All the big people who do Galamsey, do we see them doing Galamsey?
What I'm saying
all
is...
the big people who are behind Galamsey, is there any of them that we have seen?
So which big people are you suspecting?
Both of you have a point, and that's the point I was making. That
which big people are you suspecting?
The reason why the MMDCs...
You have mentioned MPs, you have not mentioned any big person.
Oh, no, but you also have mentioned MMDCs. The point I was making was
because there's a reason why MMDC should be held responsible.
Okay, please wrap up.
The district and then the municipal security councils. So they have the power to fight Galamsey. And on this platform, we've constantly mentioned that if the president makes the Galamsey fight a KPI for the MMDCs, We'll make progress.
There will be a progress. Some progress. There will be some progress.
They are there with them. There's no way an excavator will move to site without somebody from the assembly knowing about it, right? So if they really want to assist the president in fighting Galamsey, they can. And on this platform, we've hosted a number of MMDCs who indicate that indeed it's part of their KPI and that they've been given timelines. If they fail, obviously it can cost you your post. But yes, Wilberforce is saying that if there's a mining activity going on in your constituency and you are a member of parliament and you are not seen actively assisting in the fight, then it means you are complicit. That I agree.
What actively means what?
Oh, so for instance, we all know people who can even just add their voice to the Galamsey fight, speak against it, right? See, we sit here and sometimes we play the ostrich. We all know that Galamsey is a very lucrative business. We all know they have deep pockets. We know they sponsor politicians. We know they fund political parties, right? But they are engaged in an illegality. And I've always maintained that. There's a very thin line between legal and illegal mining. Yes. It's permits and you having your concession. But when it comes to the water bodies and forest reserves, we say no. There is an LI in Parliament that is more than 5 days old now to repeal the controversial LI that allows mining in forest reserves. In 21 sitting days. 2462. Yes, in 21 sitting days, it will mature and that will be it. Nobody will be allowed to mine in forest reserve. That is a plus. Now, EPA is banning the fabrication of champagnes. What do they use champagnes for? That's what they use in mining on our water bodies. If the EPA succeeds, that is a plus. But let's have evidence of the water bodies, at least clearing. Let's have that physical evidence of some progress by the way of coloration of the water bodies. Let's do that. But for these attacks, these resistance and whatever, like I said, they will always be there. But yes, Wilberforce, you are right in saying that we can say every MP in a Galamsey area is a suspect. You are also right in saying that let's bring the MMDCs. Let's bring MMDCs in there.
Charlie, I dare not fight.
Anyway, okay. Let's move on. Let's move on, please.
Okay. Oh, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so let's talk about elections. Okay, so no, in fact, before elections, since we're talking about Galamsey, I might just bring in the Akunta mining case and the general manager who I guess he's former general manager now.
I think now he'll be former.
Who has decided to be prosecution witness for the trial of Chairman Wontumi and Akunta mining. And I was saying earlier that I have seen a quote attributed to him that when Chairman Wontumi was arrested, in fact, both of them were arrested. Yes. People were chanting free Wontumi. Did you hear anybody chant his name?
Free Akwaku.
So, I mean, he has to think of himself. And I am always a champion for plea bargaining, if you can, to be very honest, because you know, if not, you can go to jail. Anyway, but this is what we know now, and for many people who have already started, because there's another quote, and I keep saying quote because I didn't hear him speak directly, where he said that Chemawun to me told them to move into the forest to mine, despite not having the license to do so. These, yes, I've seen. Yes, so these are quotes that I've seen online. I don't know whether he truly said them, but
where did he say them?
He's been speaking.
No,
he spoke to
he's actually been granting interviews.
He's been speaking.
He's been
I don't know who advised him, but trust me,
he's been speaking a lot.
I see.
Yes, it's on that same platform that he said the first one that nobody chanted his name. So
probably if Wontumi is even jailed and MPP comes in, they'll be giving pardon,
but not him.
But not him.
Okay. And that has made a lot of people say that there's a very high possibility that Wontumi will be found guilty.
How?
If his general manager is stating that Wontumi asked them to move into the forest reserve when it was actually not allowed to go and mine in there.
He will be cross-examined in court.
I
saw...
since you want to start, go ahead.
No, somebody posted something on our platform.
Okay.
Which platform?
We have a platform.
Okay. Who are they?
I will not mention.
You mean NPP platform?
They are journalists.
Okay.
But we are journalists. How come we are not there?
How do others?
No. If you have time to meet at the base all the time, then
I'll come with Serwaa. I will come.
Which base? Anyway, is Wilberforce on the platform?
Yes.
Okay.
Wilberforce is on the platform.
Okay. Don't worry, we understand.
And by the way, there are NDC people on that platform.
No
NDC
problem.
Journalists. So
no problem.
When you say you understand, I know where you are driving. There are NDC journalists on the platform.
No problem. Go ahead.
Are there MPP journalists?
No, they are pro-MPP journalists. They are pro-NDC journalists.
But he has said
I have said it publicly. I am a pro-MPP journalist, and I'm unashamed. Unapologetic,
and everything.
And everything.
Audu, please go ahead, please. There's no time.
I'm saying that I have seen something on somebody on regulation, mining and minerals, technical safety regulations are 2012, blah, 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 blah. And look at what he's saying about the manager. He is a manager of the
company.
Regulations 35 of LI 1289 further indicates that the manager of the mine shall control the workings of the mine. Is responsible for the enforcement of these regulations in relation to the mine. Okay, let me move to the specific. Regulation 40 of LI 2182 further stipulates that where the regulations require the performance a function or impose a duty on relations to work in the mine and does not specify the to blah 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 of duty, the manager is responsible for the discharge of that function. The mining site too. Regulation 42 of LI 218 further replaces health safety and environment control on the manager of the mine to, among others, provide for the safety, health, proper discipline of persons employed, and the protection of the environment in the mine. These are the functions of the person who is now being the man who was accused of involvement in Galamsey, aiding Galamsey. He is now going to be for the prosecution. And when he appears, he will parrot. That's why I always like court. Court, there you go and tell your story. We get the real story from you when you are being cross-examined. Let him be parroting on radio. He will be in court. He will be in the dock. And when he finishes the prosecution, now he will become a hostile witness. Well, not a hostile witness.
I know
exactly. He will not be.
Where did you hear hostile
witness? But he will be a hostile. How do you call it?
No. So during the examination,
so it's possible that the defense team might treat him as hostile.
Absolutely.
Yes, defense team might be, not the prosecution, because prosecution has decided to change to remove him from accused to a witness. Now he will be a hostile. Defense team will treat him as such. They know him. He knows them. And he will be in the dock, and he will be cross-examined. And
they will ask him leading questions because he was actively involved.
In the company. He knows the company. Because if the law says that you are in charge of certain things and you cannot say that somebody has arrested you because the law is very clear on your duties as a manager of the mine. So he has been the manager of Wood to me, Akonta Mining all these years. So let's see what happens in court. I see. I have a problem that a lot already because a mere fact that people are already nailing Wood to me on social media. Like, hey, his manager says he's been saying a lot. He knows a lot. It means that Wood to me would automatically go to jail. In this statement that I said is been posted on our platform, the person is a mining engineer. I will not mention the name. He's also a mining engineer. So with this law, he doesn't see how, if the law will be strictly applied, how Wood to me will actually be convicted. So let's see what happens in court. As for me, some of the things we should not kid ourselves. Some of the things happening to Wood to me are also political, because probably people are saying that he has said things, he has done things against some political figures, and I think it's payback time. He has made people, they are accusing him of making people face similar things when MPP was in power. People in high, who are connected to high officials in this government, he's made them face similar ordeals in court. and now it's payback time. And those people did not actually go to jail, but he made them spend a lot. He made them make a lot of chat. Well, they were not chatting; they were paying airfares to attend court. Sometimes you go there, the case will be adjourned and all that, and they paid heavily financially for it. And people are what we are hearing. They want to make sure that he also pays heavily for what he has done to others.
But did he mine in the forest or not?
That will be determined in court.
Okay.
I'm not a miner. Yeah. What I've done in my life is to burn charcoal. If you ask me about charcoal burning, I know a lot about charcoal burning.
You were felling trees illegally?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was felling trees, dry trees.
Oh,
you know, some trees
are. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, in the English.
So I have done that. So if you ask me anything about charcoal, I'll be able to tell you, Serwaa, but not gold. My hometown is no gold.
You are the proper charcoal.
I am son of a charcoal seller.
Son who wear white.
We wear white. And you see, so
thank you.
So Serwaa, I'm not Serwaa. You
please wrap up for me.
Let me wrap up. You there, you know. So the case will be determined. I cannot say whether he will be guilty or not until the court determines so. Yeah. And we will all be waiting. So far, the case has not even started. Yeah. We are there looking at when we're case, we go to watch movies. They show you something called comedies.
Comedies, yes.
Before the real movie starts, we are watching comedies and theatrics on social media, in the air, and all that. When the case really starts, we will see who is at fault, who is not at fault.
Okay. Wilberforce, come in.
Well, so I think that the state is actively looking for witnesses to testify on its behalf in the cases that it has brought against accused persons. Yeah. Now, we saw one in the GHOne case. Yeah. That case is actually up in court this morning. Yeah. Okay. And then now we are seeing it happening.
Another suspect turned into prosecution
witness.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes, another accused person. Someone who was charged. Now changes from being an accused person to a prosecution witness. So this is the second such example that we are seeing. That's right. And anybody who is a political watcher or an analyst will see that, okay, so the prosecutor is actively looking for ways and means to pin the accused persons that are brought, and that when you think that, Charlie, there is somebody who has been accused who that there will be no benefit necessarily in convicting that person, but that person can help you convict the main target, then why not go for that person helping you to convict? And you know, when a GHOne case, for example, was filed, when I saw the witness statements, I was worried. I was worried for the state because I saw that they had filed a witness statement for the driver of a GHOne, somebody who was working in the bank, and then the investigator, just the three of them. And I was like, hey, how are you going to connect all? Because this is a very serious charge that you are bringing against someone. So how are you going to connect all these charges and claims with just somebody's driver who is sending to deliver money here, deliver money there? Like, how much would the person know and all that kind of thing? So I'm not surprised that the prosecutor is going around and making sure that he gets other prosecution witnesses to add to the ongoing prosecution of these persons. For the wound to be one eye, for example, when I read the charges, at least with my little understanding, I was like, hey, it's a very tall order. Like, to prove all of these charges. And you know, prosecutors, sometimes when they go to court, they will charge with everything. So one case, they can charge you like 70 counts. That is not because they want to convict you with all the 70 counts, but at least they want to make sure that
open the net.
One of them or three of them or five of them will catch up with you. So that's what I'm seeing. So clearly there is the forum, not forum shopping. There is the shopping for prosecution witnesses, and I want to wish the state well. It is a very difficult one, if you ask me. It's very difficult, but for the accused persons, they also have lawyers. They can build their cases. This particular guy who was working with GHOne to me and has decided to step aside. I really hope that he has genuine intentions. I really hope so, because I have heard from somewhere from the grapevine that he was making a financial demand.
Okay.
On GHOne to me.
That one.
Yes, but like I'm saying, I just heard it from the grapevine.
Yeah. No, I think we should share it.
If he did not, that's fine. But I just hope that he has genuine intentions. I mean, on both sides, that he doesn't end up messing up any of the sides, both the accused person and the prosecution. I hope that he has genuine intentions.
And so when you've spoken already, when you say that the state appears to be actively looking for prosecution witnesses or witnesses, you're saying it as though it is a new thing that has been brought into our legal system. But plea bargain exists.
No.
So the offer will be made. If you may take it, you take it. As to whether they have enough to make or whatever tangent they are on, or whether it's political or not, it's another conversation.
Okay. So, Council,
but plea bargains exist. It is in our laws.
Respectfully.
That you can be a prosecution
yes,
witness.
Yes, I know. But respectfully, we do know that when it comes to plea bargaining, it is the accused person who approaches the prosecution and says that I want to make an offer. I accept the charges.
Maybe in this instance,
I want to make an offer. You understand?
And you think that it is not the accused person who made the offer?
The prosecution, in the course of investigation, I know, can say that, hey, Masa, I say we are be, enti say, come and speak for the state, and you will be free.
Your freedom,
You understand? In fact, we have accused when this Jakpa issue happened with the Attorney General.
I'm asking you a question. You think that it is not the accused persons who made the approach to be prosecution witnesses? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm not suggesting that.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting. I'm just saying that at least the understanding I have with plea bargaining.
Nobody has contended that. But what's your point?
The point I'm making is that it is the state, the investigators, who normally will tell the suspect and say that, look, this case you are involved, but if we look at it carefully, you can accept to be a prosecution witness. And if you accept to be a prosecution witness, it means that you can get off the hook. Sometimes they will even suggest it to your lawyers.
Right.
And your lawyers will now come in and tell you that, Charlie, go this way. So all I'm just saying is that, clearly, from what I'm seeing, Edubuahin case and this current one, the state is actively looking for persons to testify or witnesses who will testify in their matters to be able to make sure that they can pin down the main people they are looking for, which is normal.
Yes. I don't think that your argument is neither here nor there. Hold on, please.
Because
you have read many criminal law cases. There have been many prosecution witnesses. What are you talking about? If you are making it look like the people were not interested and the state is forcing it on them.
No.
So then it's fine.
I'm not talking about forcing at all. They were offered.
You've spoken already.
Don't
worry, let him finish.
One of us talks about the state actively looking.
That's what
for
I didn't understand.
Then it gives a different connotation.
Absolutely.
And given the background that you built. That you saw the charge sheet and you saw just 3 witnesses, and one of the witnesses was a driver whose work was to go and deliver, say, money. And you're talking about the Edubuahin case, right? It suggests that the state has a very wobbly case, in your opinion. And so what the state is now doing is to coerce other people to come and then help ground
those are your words.
I get that.
That's what you sought to suggest.
No, even be faulted in saying
I'm coming, don't worry.
We're not saying, you see, let I be finished.
Yes.
Okay?
Don't worry.
Thank you.
See, everybody knows that when prosecutions are ongoing, there are many other things that come up. Until the prosecution is terminated for a judgment to be given, circumstances change. People make approaches, right? In this case, per what I know, And the gentleman has been speaking. And so if there's anything that will ground the narrative that is the gentleman who made the move, it is what he's been saying. He says, I was arrested with my boss. When we were arrested, A, B, C, D happened. And it taught me a lesson that if I don't take care and look after myself, I might go in. And so this suggests that he made the move. He approached the prosecution and said, is there something for me? Yes, offers are made, but sometimes it is those who are being prosecuted, the accused, who then put something on the table. And the Attorney General, on countless occasions in his media addresses, has said that. In fact, Overforce and Audu, this will not be, Akoko will not be the only one to switch from accused to a prosecution witness. There are many more in the offing coming. And if the state looks at the case and looks at the offer from these accused persons and believe that you testifying on my behalf, on behalf of the state, will firmly ground my case, why not? See, and I said this last week, that if they are bigger individuals than Wontumi, that the state feels ought to be punished much more than Wontumi, and Wontumi offers to be prosecution witness, trust me, on the face value, if the AG examines the offer, the AG can take it. All this will end at the doorstep of a judge in a court who will make a determination. My shock, however, was the decision by Akuakon to go public. I was shocked. Because, see, whatever that he's going to mount the dock and say, he has said it in the media already. You just heard what I would have said. It means that the defense lawyers are equally preparing for him. So I don't know whether he ran this idea of granting media interviews by the state, and here I mean by the AG's department. If he did, I doubt the AG would have given him the green light to go about singing the way he's singing. Yes, it's funny, and we are all laughing, but it will have a bearing on the case one way or the other. Because there are many people who have said, oh, then the guy doesn't even need to mount the witness box. They just go for the audio and then go and play it in court. Because he has indicted Wontumi. Yes, an argument about what the mining regulation says. You see, when you go to court and you advance your argument, it's different. If he says he was coerced, he has to prove how the coercion came.
Correct.
Exactly. And he has not told you that he cannot prove that. Okay. You get it? Okay. Good. So you cannot sit here and say because the regulation says it's your responsibility to ensure that you adhere to the tenet or dictates of your work. If you say your owner
always tempting
ordered you to do A, B, C, D, and you can prove that your owner indeed ordered you to do A, B, C, D, the state will say, no, because it's your responsibility to do this, let's look away. No.
I was going to ask that because the law says this is the role of the manager of
a mining company.
Yeah. You and I know, in fact, all of us seated here know that the role of the manager as stated in the law is not what happens in the company.
Yeah, exactly.
So if the manager says, this is what the law says my role is, but your boss says, no, move.
Yeah.
You are saying that you will move when you are an employee of the owner of the company.
Okay.
I mean, let's be realistic.
So we are talking about realism. Yeah. We are also talking of the law. We are just of the law. So if the law says that you should make sure that Audu is not shot. That's the law. You say, well, make sure that I am not shot. And then so Ibrahim comes to tell you that shoot Audu, and you shoot me, and we are taken to court. Then you are going to tell me that because of the coercion of this and that.
Because I pointed a gun to her head. Yes. That is enough defense. Because her life was also under threat.
No. You see, he has to prove. And by the way, I do not care whether this AG turns a man into a woman for as a prosecution witness in this case. I do not care. But they are dealing, I say good luck to prosecution. If you decide to take a loose cannon as your witness, it may come to haunt you. Look, this is somebody prior to this charging of Wontumi. He has spoken on various radio stations, and what he said in defense of Wontumi. And all these things all the voices will be played out in court. So if the prosecution thinks that because a man knows everything about Wontumi Akonta mining, and therefore he will be the prosecution witness to let them succeed, I say good luck to them. Because this same person has said so many things in this matter in defense of Wontumi. And those issues will be played out in court.
That is why
they are voices.
That is why I said at the end of my
submission there are video recordings, there are voices. That will be adduced in court.
That's why I said that
pieces of evidence will be adduced in court.
Alaji, that's why I said
that. So I say good luck to the prosecution.
I hope that the person involved has good intentions.
No,
and that he does not intend to deceive any of the parties involved in this matter. Not the prosecution, not the accused persons.
By the way, he has to prove that Wontumi pointed a gun at him not to be doing proper inspection of the mines. He has to prove that in court.
Okay. Thank you. I have
that he, as a manager of the site and everything, the mines, and the guidelines, the regulations give him his duties to do. And if he has failed in those, he should go and tell the court that Wontumi put a gun to his head for him to fail.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
So let's see. Interesting times ahead.
It will all play out in court. See,
what
the AG has accepted is what is allowed to be accepted. The AG, in fact, the very final moment before the AG wraps up its argument or its case, if another witness comes and the AG feels, let me add it, it will be added. It's as simple as that. So yes, I get the emotional aspect of your former boss, you have turned on him. Yes, and that's why I still believe that he ought to stop talking. He ought not to have started in the first place.
He has spoken a lot.
Has he filed a witness statement?
That I don't know.
How are you asking IB? He doesn't work at there.
The other time, Edu Buahin's own, the witness statement was made public.
Okay.
As soon as the witness filed, it was made public. So I was thinking that maybe...
I don't think that he has.
The case hasn't even started.
So, so we don't have that
No, but they are supposed to make disclosures.
So
they have not gotten there yet.
Oh,
they are not at the disclosure stage yet.
No,
they have not gotten there yet.
Oh, hold on. At the last sitting, at the last sitting of the Wontumi, there are two cases.
Yes.
At the last sitting, the first case, they adjourned because the state told the court that they had filed disclosures, but they couldn't serve Wontumi and his lawyers.
Is that
so? They are so they adjourned to
which of the cases?
The first one, the one that is. I'll find it.
But let me ask a question. You are a counsel now. I am not. I'm a layman. I think it's the same Akonta mining case. They have to send him to two.
So facilitating mining. There was one case which the charges has to do with facilitating mining. So in that case, it's been adjourned to 12 November, and the reason is because the defense says they have filed their disclosures in court, but they couldn't serve it on the accused and his lawyer. And so because of that, they adjourned.
No defense, prosecution.
The prosecution.
Okay.
The prosecution says they couldn't serve it on the defense.
But at the time, was this man a prosecution witness?
No,
he was not.
He was not.
Okay.
She was so.
That's the second case.
The second one couldn't come on because the judge is on leave.
So which one is that in relation to?
So that is also in relation to mining, but it is. I think there are some other charges like felling of trees and other things.
So
what I understand, they say one happened in 2022, 2020. There are differences in years. The same company.
The was locked at the CID.
The same company, the same blah blah blah. The years. So they took 1 year to one court and another year to another court. That's my understanding. That's what I heard.
Yes,
it's the same company, the same
Professor Boateng report.
Right, that's different from
okay. That's different from
exactly. So, but it's the same company. It's the same mining offences. So why are they not put together?
Oh, so I'm told that he actually has filed his witness statement.
Okay.
And he.
You mean the new?
Yes, and he said that he was not officially given an appointment letter as MD.
Okay. So he's not even an MD.
Okay.
He's not even an MD to be bound by what your laws, what the law says.
I am saying that.
So did he act as MD? He was not given an official
I know what you want to do.
You see,
I know what you want to do. I know what you want to do. But they are de facto. You know what? No.
Hold on.
There's a lawyer here.
So hold on.
They are de facto MPs. They are shadow. They are shadow directors.
We shouldn't go there.
I'm saying we get to court.
I know where we're about to.
Interesting times ahead.
But Yeah, let's wait. Let's leave it to the court. Unfortunately, because there's no time.
Yeah.
As to whether he acted as
better
one
not be time.
I wish both sides the best, really, because you know.
That's why I've said that I hope the person has good intentions.
We wish both sides all the best.
Yeah.
You cannot fault someone for wanting to take himself out of
Yes.
It happens all the time. Thank you, gentlemen.
But if it's proven that he acted as MD, it even favors the prosecution,
Stay
right?
out of
Because
trouble.
they want him to
in this life,
witness as somebody who knew.
in this life,
and the actions of the manager also come to fore.
I got an advice very early in my life from one of my very good pastors.
Advise the politicians.
He says, stay out of trouble.
Okay,
Exactly.
so what's your point?
At all material times,
Stay out of trouble.
stay out of trouble.
That one is true.
We've heard you. But when you find yourself in trouble and you can come out of it to
Find
take
a way.
advantage and come out of it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And there are many
Yeah.
more who will come out because they want to come out of trouble.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's allowed.
I think this is a very good time to revise our notes on directors.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think so.
Wilberforce Osari is the political editor for Asasi Radio. Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs here for the entire EIB network. Thank you, gentlemen, and I'll see you, God willing, next week. Have a good morning. Stay with me then. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's have a health conversation.
Flames engulfed him in a near-fatal vehicular explosion.
After it happened that way, come and help me with some tomatoes and honey to pour on me before I survive.
The 42-year-old now battles endless pain and the burden of stigma.
As for pain, I pass through a whole lot of pain. As I'm talking to you, as I'm here, I'm in pain. Especially if I walk on the sun. I pass through a lot.
Once a thriving electrician and engineer, David lost everything. The overwhelming cost of treatment drained his savings, leaving him bankrupt and struggling to provide for his family.
Being in the house, going without doing anything to survive, how will you survive? Your rent is there, how will you pay?
But David is not alone in this fight. Judith Kato Addison knows his pain all too well. Beneath her sleeves lie arms and legs marked by twisted scars, a permanent reminder of the flames that took her childhood innocence.
The incident happened in December 1996. After it happened, I had to be in the hospital. It was during vacation, so the whole vacation, the rest of the Christmas and the New Year was in the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Judith was only 10 years old when a near-deadly gas explosion forever altered her life.
One is I can never forget. I went to the National Theatre and then the Children's Park on the 6th of March 1997, and I wanted to see Nkrumah's Rolls Royce. I went to take a picture there, and everywhere I went, there was a big stair, and the stair gets uncomfortable, so I wanted to leave. Then my mom said, oh, there are some children at the Children's Park. I was like, okay, then let me go there. And I got there, and then all the children stopped to like look at her, and then they stopped playing, sort of. And I cried a river. That day I cried so hard, and we had to come home.
According to the World Health Organization, a burn is a damage to the skin or underlying tissue caused by heat, radiation, electricity, friction, or chemical exposure. According to statistics from the World Health Organization, 1 out of 5 persons lose their life to wounds from burns due to improper first aid treatment, with survivors often battling social rejection and mental health struggles.
Our society is not prepared for burn survivors because everybody is shocked when they see you. It tells that we are not aware of survivors. They make open comments. It's clear, you can hear them. So those kinds of things make you start feeling like, okay, life is not how it used to be.
Judith is now fighting back, not just for herself, but for others like her. Through her NGO, Beyond Burns International, she advocates for better treatment, acceptance, and support for survivors.
We are looking at creating awareness on the prevention of burns, and also fighting for burn survivors in terms of how well they can live beyond the burns.
Many health workers shy away from this demanding field, leaving burns victims with limited options for care.
It's not easy. You see your colleague doctor dying of burns. It's not easy. But at times you have to gather courage. If you don't have it, you can't. you can't manage burns at all. So at times, doctors come here, and for a month or two, they are happy to leave this place. Not even a year.
Experts say recent fire tragedies like the Kantamanto markets underscore the need for fire safety education and policy action nationwide. Currently, Ghana has only 3 burn centers, all underfunded and poorly equipped.
In case there's fire outbreak, in case there's mass burns, where do we put them?
Serwaa added that expanding prevention strategies such as public awareness, stronger policies, better research, and improved affordable burn care could significantly reduce death and disabilities.
This is just a 15-bed capacity. Can it take care of the whole Ghana? No. So if we should get a lot of burns, we don't have a facility that we can put them.
Meanwhile, for burn survivors like Judith Kato Addison, every day is a fight, not just for healing, but for dignity. Reporting for GHOne News, I am Obed Ken Gaglo.
You know, a couple of months ago, when the actor Maoli passed on, in fact, before he passed on, when I visited him at the hospital, I had a conversation with the doctor there, the head doctor there at the Ridge Hospital, and I said that, you know, I think that we need to have some education on burns, because I don't think that people know how bad it is and the state that it can put you in. Unfortunately, and very terribly on my part, I didn't carry through with that promise. But today, I'm very happy that I have not just one, but 2 people here to talk to us about burns, because that day what I saw at the hospital, and you know that thing where you can see someone in so much pain, and you're like, God, can you please just let the pain go away? So when I heard that the actor had passed, I was very sad. But then there was a part of me that said that he was suffering too much, you know. But obviously, I mean, of course, that's not a good reason enough for someone to lose their life. But this morning, forgive me, I've become very emotional. This morning, we're talking about burns. And burns could come in different ways, and it can happen to you. It can happen to me. And so please tell a friend to pay attention to this conversation, because it is very, very important. I'm joined this morning by Judith Kato Addison. She is the founder for Beyond Burns International, which is an NGO helping persons who have burns, have survived burns, and she herself is a burn survivor. Good morning, Judith.
Good morning, Serwaa.
And Serwaa, is it Ampon or Ompon? Ompon is the Deputy Chief Nursing Officer for the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burns Center. Mamines, good morning.
Good morning.
You are both welcome to the show. And first of all, Judith, sorry, okay? And well done too. I cannot imagine being a nurse at a burn center. I don't even want to imagine it. But well done. So let me start with Judith. What happened to you, Judith?
When I was 10, I was making food for myself in the kitchen. We had a small kitchen, and we had this gas stove on the table. At that time in my neighborhood, there were very few people that used gas. We had we'd been using it for almost a year at the time. And I had just put it on fire. And as a child, you know, when you put something on fire, after every 5 minutes, you are checking, is it ready? At one point, when I wanted to check, I saw that the napkin I had used had this little vapor. You know, it wasn't smoke. It was this little vapor coming out of it. But my infant mind didn't tell me that it was dangerous. I thought, let me just check my food. And before I could take the napkin off, I heard the boom, the explosion, and I was on fire. That's how it happened. I went there. There were people around that put water on me, but I wasn't up to like 20 minutes, as I know should have been done at the time. They poured some water on me. My dad had just walked into the house and he heard his daughter was on fire, so he just put me in the car and we headed for the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Wow. Whew. I'm sorry once again, but so since you were 10, how long did it take for you to heal? Do you remember?
It took a little over 2 years for all my wounds to heal. I mean, some healed faster than others. My left leg was in the bandages for that long. Yeah.
For the 2 years?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was going to school with my bandages.
And how was it like?
Fortunately or unfortunately, at the time, I had just entered boarding school. My parents shouldn't have taken me, but that was the best choice for me at the time. So going to school in bandages, of course, already the burns are going to cause a stir, but then there was additional bandages. I have to bath. I have to do activities with everybody. I mean, everybody saw the lowest points of my life at the time. There were children, many did not understand. Of course, there were the comments, the stares, the whispers, all of those things. And then the, silent isolation. You can't do this, you can't do that, And even when I felt capable of doing certain things, people had already determined that you cannot do it because you are not strong enough or you're sick. That was what they used to say, that you're sick.
So you can't do these things. Mrs. Ompon, how long have you been nurse at the Burn Center?
For almost 25 years.
Wow. 25 years?
Yes.
So did you know her when she came?
No.
You didn't meet her? So tell us, I mean, now it's time for real education. What are the major causes of burns? Because she has mentioned gas explosion, but I see that you have this, I don't want to look at it, but yeah, and it can be caused by different things. Please tell us.
Yes, it can be caused by thermal burns. So when we talk of thermal, we are talking about
Please speak up a bit
water,
okay,
hot water, hot food, fire, and then it can be caused by electricity.
Right.
It can be caused by chemicals. I'll come there. Then radiation.
Okay.
Then inhalational burns. So with the inhalational, I'm starting from the inhalational. Inhalational is actually from the smoke. It's actually from the smoke that we inhale or other chemicals that we inhale. For example, if you are here and somebody comes to clean this place with some chemicals, you feel like coughing and all those things, which means your lungs are burning. If you are in your kitchen and there's a gas explosion, there's smoke, and that smoke can also cause damage to your lungs. In the house with the hot water and then electricity, naked fire can also cause. So for burns, there are a lot of things that can cause burns.
Okay.
But now, the majority of children are coming with hot water.
Okay.
And it's worldwide.
Right.
About 50% of the cases we get are mostly from hot water.
And they are children?
And they are children.
Okay.
Mostly children.
So for all these types of burns, when it happens, what is the first thing that anyone should do?
Okay. So for the first management, that's the first aid management of burns that anybody should do when you get burns, apart from electricity. I always say electricity because I'll come there.
Okay.
The rest, you can just pour water, normal water, not ice cold. Just tepid water, the water in the house, or tap water. Just pour on that person, continuous, between 10 to 20 minutes. It should be continuous on that person. Then after that, you just dry the person up, cover the person, and then take the person to the hospital. You have to cool the part. If you don't cool the part involved, the person keeps on burning.
Right.
So once the hot water is on the person and you have not cooled that part, it keeps on burning in the person's body. or in the skin.
That's spread.
So it spread to the other parts.
Wow.
Yes. So we have to cool the part involved, that is, break the cycle. And for us to break the cycle, it means you have to pour the water continuously on that person for 10 to 20 minutes, non-stop. Then after that, just dry the person up and then take the person to the hospital. So a bigger burns will become a smaller one. And there are other people who have done this, and the next day they didn't even see the burns at all.
Why?
Because they were able to break that cycle. They were able to cool the part involved. So there was no burns, even though they saw the burns. But because they were able to do the first aid management.
So the first thing to do is to make sure that you get underwater for at least 10 to 20 minutes.
Yes.
That's
in
itself helps. And then the next thing, just come to the hospital.
And come to the hospital.
But at the hospital, so what if there's nobody at home? Like in the case of Judith, so there was nobody at home. It happened in the kitchen. You don't, well, maybe you know that you have to pour water, but you're so scared, you're so terrified. Aside water, what can you do?
So you call for help. You are in your house. There's a gas explosion. Call for help.
You live alone.
Oh, as you shout, people will come and save you.
Right.
And then you tell them this is what they are supposed to do for you. So if this education goes up and then everybody gets to know it, once there's fire, people bring water to save people in their house. But with electricity has an entry point and then an exit point. So it enters, the naked wire enters through the person through one side and then comes through another side. So before you save somebody with electrical burns, you yourself, you have to make sure you are also safe.
Okay, please repeat that. So for the electricity one, when it happens,
an entry point and then an exit point. It enters through one side and comes through another side with electricity.
Okay.
And you, the person going to save the person with electrical burns, should make sure that you yourself, you are safe. You have a rubber
the
sole.
electrical burns, how does it happen?
It can be from your charger. It can be erratic light off or the doom saw that we have been hearing. It can be that your wiring has been there for over 20 years, and which needs to be changed.
Right, and does it come in the form of fire?
Yes.
Okay.
It comes in the form of fire.
Okay.
I don't know whether you have touched a naked wire before. There's some small impulses. You feel something.
Yeah.
And that is how it enters through your system.
So it will like burn internally. Is that what it is?
Yeah. And then if there's real fire,
you can see from the outside as well. It enters through. Our human being, we have our own SA node.
Okay.
And this our SA node in our system, that's our electrical impulses for us. So when you come to the hospital and they put a monitor on you, you see your electrical tracing on the monitor.
Right.
Because you have an electrical impulses in ourselves.
Right.
So everybody have it, which is closer here.
Okay. Sorry.
So
finish.
with the electricity, it comes to distort what you already have in yourself.
Okay.
So anybody with electrical burns have multiple wounds.
Oh, right.
So the child may touch the naked wire with the hand, but the electrical impulses can decide to exit from the legs. And if you don't take care, both the hand and then the leg can be amputated, depending on how many minutes or how many hours the person spent with the naked wire.
Wow.
Without being saved.
Wow.
Yes. So it is up to us to make sure that the source of electricity to our various homes, when such things happen, we should put the main source off. So when you put the main source off, the person naturally drops down. Then you, the person going to save the person, wear a rubber sole or chow shoe to save the person.
Don't
with
walk
a cloth.
barefooted.
No, with a cloth.
When you
At
say
first,
with a cloth, how do you
a
mean?
dry cloth.
So what,
To
like cover
save.
them?
You push the person with a dry cloth.
Okay, not with your bare hands.
No. Don't touch with your bare
What
hand.
about like a towel?
If it's
You
dry,
can- okay.
not something that is wet, something that is dry. And then you push the person out of that place to a safer place before you can touch the person. And that is where now you can pour the water on that person. And parents are now putting their chargers inside, and then after charging their phones, instead of removing them, they leave it there. That when I come from work, I'll come and charge. And then the children in the house also charges their mouth and then their ears and nose. If you have little children who are chlorine, they will also charge their mouth because they see it, so they will also charge it. So we have to be very careful. And how long have you stayed in a house? Is the wiring being changed frequently? That is why our marketplaces are now getting fire. We are getting fire in our marketplaces. Because the marketplaces has been there for long. Has the wires been changed? No. So with the little spark, with a little fault, then it spread to the other places. And because we don't have the knowledge that we are supposed to put the main switch off, everybody tends to call the fire service. So if the fire service are not closer by, then it means all the shops are getting burnt.
Wow. So let me come to you, Judith. I mean, this foundation that you have, I'm sure that you certainly, from your story, decided to do this to help other people. What have you noticed? What has been the trend in terms of burns since you've had this foundation, and what kind of people do you cater to?
Right. Burns are some of the biggest wounds anybody can have. And worldwide, what is seen is that it happens among people of low socioeconomic standing. The cost of burns is really high. If you want to treat burns, burn care treatment is really high. Many people that fall within this bracket of people getting burned very commonly cannot afford the basic necessities for burn care and treatment. So many people end up wanting external help when they're in the hospital. Of course, the largest cause of burns in our parts is hot water burns, so it's happening a lot among children. Children from 2 weeks to 14 years are getting burned. The other causes is what she has mentioned, but many people need help with paying their bills. But then that speaks a lot to the subject matter for which we are here. World Burns Week, the theme for this year is from burn to recovery, prevention is key. Because you can clearly tell that for our parts of the world, the best thing we can do is to help prevent burns. It doesn't have to happen. The mission of all of this World Burns Week is to say that we want to come to a point where burns are preventable and where access to quality health care is accessible to everybody. So if you already have burns, then we should have good, treatment, and then we do not have to get it if you don't have it already. So prevention is key in our parts because we cannot afford it. We do not have enough personnel to take care of burn survivors. She mentioned that if there are mass burns right now in Ghana, where would we put them? We don't have the facilities to start with, and we don't have the personnel. So prevention.
Okay, what's the best way to prevent?
Okay. So in your house, you are going to bath your children. You, the mother or the caregiver in the house, make sure your bucket that you are going to pour your hot water already have your normal water inside before you pour the hot water into the bucket. In that case, anybody can just bump into you and you are safe. But if you are carrying the hot water and you slip, you also get burns. If you are holding the hot water and somebody bump into you, the two of you, get burns. So it is up to us to make sure that we tell our caregivers in the house, because now ladies are going out very early in the morning and leaving their children with caregivers. They are supposed to know what to do and not give instructions to the children, go and boil your own water. No. Make sure that you have your normal water in the bucket first before you pour the hot water to the bathroom. Make sure you don't overload your sockets in the house.
Okay.
At times we have a little plug and then we just overload with it. And that most of the time catches fire early. And then the whole house will be on fire without us knowing where it came from. When mothers are putting things in water bottles, they should make sure they don't have chemicals in water bottles. And it shouldn't be out, it should be out of reach to children. Because we put kerosene in water bottles, we put chemicals in water bottles, sanitizer in water bottles, and then children will just take it and drink. Sanitizer, a lot of children are using it for experiment, especially the teenagers. And people are also using it to light fire. Please, I'm begging you, sanitizer.
After COVID.
After COVID.
People are using sanitizer. Oh my
to
God.
light fire. And we are getting a lot of teenagers with sanitizer burns, chemical burns, because they light the fire or the coal, the charcoal, with the sanitizer. And then it comes with a lot of flames. And at times, it lights their clothes. And when it lights their clothes, they decide to run. And as they run, it fans them all.
Right.
But if they know that they are supposed to stop, drop, and roll, the fire will quench by itself without hurting the person. Then after that, water can be poured on that person. When we are burning rubbish, even this morning I had an incident like that, where somebody was burning.
Here.
Yeah.
Somebody was burning, not me, but somebody was burning a rubbish. And there was this specialized can, the mosquito spray, the perfumes. They are not supposed to be burnt because they have already a gas inside. Wow. So when you burn, it just explodes. And come and see the person's face and hands are all burnt. Just a small rubbish that he was just burning. So these cans are not supposed to be burned. Please, I'm begging you, when you are burning your rubbish, those sprays should be out, all perfumes out, all cans out. Just burn the rubbish alone. When your gas is leaking, please don't put stone on it. Don't put stone
That one day, a lot of us are
on
guilty.
your cylinder. When it's leaking, take it out to the filling stations. Let them change the rubber tube inside. It's just 2 cedis or 3 cedis. That one will cost you more good than spending over thousands in the hospital and the pain and the psychological trauma that you go through. Please. Cylinders are not supposed to be in our kitchens and rooms. They are supposed to be outside the building. So that in case of any leakage, it leaks into the air and not into your room to saturate it.
I see. Please, when if you don't remember anything at all, remember not to put stones on your cylinders. Because that one, many people do it.
Yeah.
Even I have done it before.
You're not supposed to do
It's very serious. But, in all of this, the education on burns has been very low. And I have to say a big well done to Obed for doing this story, What are you doing as a foundation to increase awareness?
We have a project called the BAPS project, Burns Awareness Project for Schools.
Okay.
And we go to schools to educate the children about the causes of burns at home.
Okay.
So that when they see hazards, they're able to identify them. Of course, since we came, we've been able to do 5 schools. So yes, we have to increase the scale it up. And yes, it's an issue of funding. But we are working on that. We are looking forward to more collaborations with corporate bodies to help us do these assignments. But yes, we are working on raising awareness. And when there's a time like this, we come on TV, radio, and talk about prevention. Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Ompong, what about you? What are you doing as the Deputy Chief Nurse of the Burns Unit to increase, education and awareness?
In my small way, with my team, we are also going out to the marketplaces. We are going to churches. So anyone who invites us, we go and then talk to them about burns prevention and then first aid management. In fact, the management is more important to us.
Right.
So that you don't take a person to the hospital here and then they'll tell you, we don't treat burns, go here. And as you keep going to different hospitals, the child or the person keeps on burning.
So
but if
what
we
are
all
the...
know the first aid management and we do it,
it will be better.
It will be better for us.
But, in wrapping up, you said that, some people take burn patients to hospitals and they say they are not treated there. Where is a typical place to take a burn patient?
For burns patients, depending on where it happened. So any close hospital closer to you, after your first aid management, just take the person there.
Okay. So there aren't specialized hospitals for
now,
that?
We have Ridge Hospital, we have 37, we have Tema, we have trained them. We have UGMC, we have trained nurses there. We have Kolebu Teaching Hospital, we have trained nurses there. So when you go to these facilities, they are there always.
So the private hospitals, or you can't,
SNIT Hospital, we have trained some of them also there. So SNIT is also good.
So the small hospitals don't have what it takes
to
treat burn patients?
Depending on the gravity of the burns.
Okay.
If it's smaller burns can be handled.
Burns.
Right. But if it's deep, they will do the first aid and then transfer you to these other hospitals.
Yes.
I see. Thank you so much. You mentioned something about celebration of
World Burns Week.
Okay.
This is a global initiative to throw more light on burns as a global health problem, because for the longest time we haven't talked about it a lot. People have just thought of it as, it's just a splash of hot water or hot oil, and it doesn't mean a lot. But we are seeing that it's one of the biggest causes of disability and morbidity among people in the world generally. In the whole world, between 180,000 to 300,000 people die every year from burns. So it's clearly a big deal, and yes, that's why we mark World Burns Week.
All right. Thank you so much, and well done to both of you for this course. Judith Katu Adesid is founder for Beyond Burns International, and Serwaa Ompong is Deputy Chief Nursing Officer for the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center. As for this, your card, it is very scary, so please forgive me for not allowing you to show it. But and it's very early, so yes, let's do some quick birthday messages before we go. Happy birthday to Clara Yaya Nketia, Deputy Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority. On this special day, may you be blessed with love, good health, and happiness. Your family, Irama, Adelaide, Mr. Beko, and Mr. and Mrs. Nketia, along with your friends and colleagues, wish you all the best. Happy birthday to Modesta Alabadek, student nurse at Navrongo Nursing School, from your friends and loved ones. Happy birthday to Emmanuel Saki. May your banks never run dry, and as many depend on you, may the good Lord guide and protect your path. Happy birthday, Tanya. Wishing you a day that's as fabulous as you are. May every dream come true and your heart be filled with love always. Keep being you and have a good year, darling. From Mr. and Mrs. Mensah with love. This is Joshua Kojo Mensah's in-law, his wife's sister. Happy birthday to you, Tanya. I wish you the very best, and I pray that you have a very, very good day. Happy birthday once again. Your in-law says to tell you that he wishes you the very best. Happy birthday, Amelia. Enjoy your day. Very quick, short birthday message. Nice one. It's belated happy birthday to a little princess, Nanadra, who brings joy to everyone around here. May all your dreams come true on your special day, and always remember how loved and special you are. Happy birthday, little one, from Mom and Auntie Irish. Happy birthday, Olivia Na Komioko Okai. Wishing you a happy and glorious birthday to my daughter, who is also my niece, as you turn older today. May your life be full of giggles from your Auntie Manye Adede Okanse. I hope I got it right. Adede. The children, do they hear it? Thank you very much. And happy birthday to you if you're celebrating your birthday. If you know anyone who's celebrating their birthday, happy birthday to them as well. Thank you so much once again for coming on the show. I'm very grateful. Thank you guys for an amazing week. I'll see you again, God willing, next week. In the meantime, it's raining. Please stay safe and enjoy your morning and enjoy your weekend.